Hey everyone, good afternoon. And my name is Gina Graham. I'm president of the GGBA, and I am so thrilled to have with me today Olga Garcia of CG Moving Company. Olga and CG Moving have been tremendous members and supporters of the LGBT community, members of the GGBA for a long time, and we're really gifted with having Olga actually as a board member of the chamber as well. Girl, how you doing?
I am good, trying to be as productive as possible and adapting to our new life. I do a lot of work from home already. Sometimes my phone goes off at 5, 6 a.m. as soon as the guys start clocking in. So it's not unusual for me to be working from home early. So now it's just all day at home, but we've been busy, thank God, and just helping as many clients as possible.
Wow, that is fantastic. So, well, now tell us a little bit about your story, the CG Moving Company story. How long you guys been in business? What's your background?
So we have been in business for about 16 years,
Okay.
roughly. And Charlie Gonzalez, who's my boss, started the company when he just wanted to make sure that he would have a company that would always go above and beyond for his clients, as well as for his employees. He always makes sure to pay all of us living wages, as well as to offer all of us a variety of benefits and vacation and sick time. And
Wow.
even during a pandemic, I have the opportunity to work from home. Our guys, not so much, because they actually have to be doing the physical work.
Right.
Whenever I need to, I do stop at the office if I have any deliveries or if I have to pick up my mail or pick up paperwork. But we do have a business that he has been in the industry for over 20 years, but the company he established is about 16 years old.
Wow, that's huge. And so Charlie is the CG?
He is. So it's funny, those are his initials, Charlie Gonzalez. When he's not around, Griselda and I have managed to say it stands out for the Cool Girls Moving Company. So he's aware. So some people call us CG, some people call us Cool Girls Moving Company. So she's thinking about doing some, DBA on the side just for fun, but it's CG for Charlie Gonzalez.
I love it. That is so cool. And if he's not aware of it, we'll edit this out in post so he doesn't have to know.
He's aware, and he always laughs. So, we always like to say, if he's not around, it's Charlie Gonzalez Moving Company. But if he's around, if he's not, then we say it's Cool Girls Moving Company.
Nice, nice. Well, I was noticing, and we've obviously had a chance to talk before,
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving companies out there, but CG is very unique in a lot of ways. And one of those is you guys really specialize in pharmaceuticals and hospitals and government work and biotechnical industry. How did you come to that, and how were you able to do that?
So we have, one of the certifications that we have is we are a minority-owned business. We are also vendors with the city and county of San Francisco. We're vendors with the state of California, with the federal government,
Oh, wow.
through the GSA, which is the General Services Administration. And that alone allows us to service a lot of government agencies. We have a background and experience in doing a lot of clinics, a lot of small doctor's office, a lot of hospitals. We used to do a lot of work for the General Hospital in San Francisco before they moved, when they opened. And so our experience in that area has allowed us to just keep a number of clients in the lab and biotech industry. And we happen to be near South San Francisco, which is the biotech capital of the world. So we're down the street to a lot of biotech companies.
Got it. Well, the position is everything, so the location works out really, really well.
Yeah.
So knowing that is a dominant or a key part of your business, is that kind of your sole focus, or what other areas do you work in?
No, we help a lot of law firms. We help a lot of nonprofits. A lot of businesses, they can be from small, mid-sized to large. It just depends what your needs are. We obviously have a minimum of hours that we can, work for. So it's really any business that needs to move, any person that any residential move. We do prefer the referrals that come from trusted, contacts. But we do help a different number of businesses. So it can be small, medium to large size. It can be an office, it can be commercial move, it can be a law firm, or it can just be helping you move items from your house to a storage.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's so cool. So it doesn't have to be some massive job.
No.
Okay. I know there's a lot of people when they think about moving, it's like, oh my God, the hassle of all this and what's it going to take and how's it going to, how do we do this or how do we find, the right mover for us? What are some of what's a couple of misconceptions that people may have about movers or the moving industry?
Well, this industry is it can be tough. And so a lot of people can think that if you're going to hire a moving company, you want to hire a cheap moving company. So, low cost and somebody that can move your items fast. So I have been working for this company for about 6 to 7 years. And I can tell you, you do not want to hire a company that's going to offer you cheap cost and fast service, because if your items are going to be moved from your house, you want people to have experience touching anything that belongs to you. If it's a law firms, if it's a biotech lab, you obviously need people with experience. So you don't want to hire a company that's going to offer you cheap and fast service. You want to be making sure that you hire a company like ours that's smart, that's safe, and that's professional.
Oh boy, that is so true. When I lived in Florida years ago, I hired a moving company and I made that mistake. I hired on the cheap.
Yes.
And when they delivered my furniture and they got the house set up, they didn't put the sofa where I asked them to put it. And when they left and I went to move it, I realized why. They had put a big hole in the other side of the sofa. So they put it against the wall so I wouldn't see it until after they left. And it was a total mistake and a hassle. So you're so right about that.
Yeah. Whenever I get a phone call or a referral for a move, and if people don't want to move with us, I always make sure to tell them, make sure that if you're not going to hire us, make sure that you hire somebody that's licensed and that's insured and that's not going to give you a quote over the phone. So those are the 3 things that you don't, you want to check, that they're licensed, insured, and make sure that they don't just give you a number over the phone because you're looking for an hourly rate. And whenever I cannot do a move, I just make sure to tell people that.
Ah, that is so great. That is advice I wish I had had. So thank you for that. So I'm just curious. I mean, as a businesswoman of color, what does diversity mean to you? How do you navigate the waters of business in the Bay Area here?
So that to me means everything. And in this industry, it's male dominated. So a lot of the times, Griselda Gonzalez, who's the contract manager at our company, and I always like to say she's the one that does all the serious stuff, like contracts and insurance, and I do the fun stuff, like, meeting with clients, talking to clients, and going to networking events. But in this industry, we've been in situations where we walk in and it's completely, men. And then Griselda and I show up. And so I personally like to consider myself a proud brown immigrant woman in this industry. And so you don't have a lot of Latinos that are business owners of, moving companies. They're usually the ones working for big companies. And the other part of that, and why it's important for me, is because of the people that we serve. So we can serve different people from different, we service all people from different backgrounds, different lifestyles, different social and economic backgrounds, and different interests. So one day we can be moving the CEO of a biotech company or a lab in the North Bay, or the CEO of a Silicon Valley company. And we cannot be close-minded and think we can only service those people, because the next day I could be moving a youth from a foster group that's moving from one place to another foster home, or I can be helping an elderly person that has to vacate the apartment or the house immediately with short notice. So we cannot be closed-minded and think we can only service this social economic, people from this background. We need to be open to servicing all people, and we adapt quickly to depending on the client we are servicing.
Well, that's so true. And I mean, I've had the luxury of knowing you and Griselda for a number of years now. And I've met Charlie obviously a few times as well. And one thing that's always been so impressive is you all as individuals and as a company, you walk the walk. It's not just talk. It's not a sales pitch. And I remember one time you actually had me come in to talk with the guys because there was a potential of you were working with a transgender client. And this was something that was new at that time for you, or for the company. And so just being with my background as someone who's transsexual, transgender, and that I do training, I was just so impressed that you brought me in. Often companies just think, oh no, we'll wing it, we'll be fine. But I was very, it thrilled me to be able to come in and help in some small way. So I love that you walk that walk.
Yeah, definitely. It's always important for us to learn. And I can tell you that Griselda and Charlie always make sure for us to have trainings in different areas. And I think Griselda is a person that has always made sure to invest in me in every way. If there's a training, if there's a class, if there's an event that she thinks I will take advantage of that, she will make sure to send me. And I still remember a lot of the things that you spoke about in that training that I still use to this day on email. And simple things that I didn't know back then, and now I know, and I even share with people because it makes a lot of difference in everyday life.
That is so wonderful. Wow, I'm touched at that myself. So it was starting to wrap up here, and I was just curious, do you have like a favorite story? You guys have been working with so many different clients, so many different parts of the Bay Area, all around. Is there one particular story that just kind of stands out to you?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to share two. The first one's gonna be a little bit long and the last one will be short. So we have a client who came through us through a referral through one of our associations. And this person had a property in Oakland, and he was really proud to be moving into a bigger property in the Oakland Hills, this beautiful new mansion. And the owner was a person, I want to say in his late 80s. And it was really fun to meet him because I went with Charlie to do the walkthrough, and this person was well-traveled. He knew so much about the world, and he just wanted to share with us his experiences. He even spoke a little bit of Spanish, and he just wanted to make sure we knew that. And he was just sharing his life, just moving from one property to the other. And I'll never forget him. So he actually became like such a great referral for us because we've moved, I want to say, 3 of his like 5 or 6 children, as well as his their friends. And another time we helped him move like this ranch that he had, and it's kind of funny and interesting at the same time because we kind of become like mediators in situations like this one. He's like an elderly person and his kids are trying to sell one of his properties, and he's telling Charlie, I'm keeping this, I'm gonna throw this away, I'm keeping this, and and so on. And his daughters are like, no, we are throwing everything away. Don't tell him. And so Charlie's in this situation where like he's not gonna lie to the client, but he's also needs to do his job. So in that sense, it was kind of funny because he's trying to mediate. Maybe he wants to keep this for like emotional, attachment, or an item from one of his trips. So that was always close to my heart because I remember him having to deal with both the kids. They have different expectations, the children and the parents. And so he has to connect and adapt and try to work to make both of them happy. And, that was one of my favorite stories so far. So.
That story alone just shows the volume of respect and care that you give to the clients, because often people think of a move as a singular thing. You move once and you're done. And to show that he comes to you numerous times and the family and different people he's been a source of referral, that's incredible. What's your second story?
Okay, my second story is I personally live like 5 minutes from the San Francisco airport. I live in Millbrae, but we were able to move the old control tower into the new tower. So I went to do the walkthrough with Charlie. And so I'll never forget the view. It's like the best view I've ever been. And so you could see the whole Bay Area. I was trying to find my apartment, but I couldn't. And so every time I pass by, whenever I'm with people, I always tell them, we moved the control towers at San Francisco Airport. So
wow,
that's a big deal to me, and I'll never forget that.
That's a great story. That's a huge deal. Oh my God.
Too bad I couldn't take a selfie, but I tried. The guys did take a picture. We have it somewhere in our social media.
Nice. Just standing behind the counter. That would be so wild. Look at all the controls.
I know.
Well, Olga, thank you so much for stopping by and having a chat. I'm going to be sure to put the information for the website, how to contact you, how to contact the team on the back end of this. And thank you so much for being such a valued member of the GGBA and for all that you do.
Thank you. We love the GGBA.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.